Somebody told me one time that I was built like a SpongeBob popsicle, like square on top, or built like a corn dog, which is kind of true. I've been lifting for 10 years, and the one thing that I don't understand, or I yet to understand about this journey, is the struggle between building gains in the legs and balancing that with the upper body gains. Neurological pathways being deadened or not working as they should can prevent growth in certain muscle groups. I've been dealing with muscular atrophy ever since I was a kid. You know, that reconstructive surgery I had at 5, they call it a release. That's the colloquial term. To stretch all of these muscles out, break the femurs, turn them out, and reset them in the hips with metal pins. You know, 3 years in recovery is going to result in some atrophy. I wonder, I'm not 100% sure, but I wonder if what I've been fighting even in my 30s now is the effects of 20 years of muscular atrophy. There's a point where it becomes unsafe for me physically based on what my musculoskeletal system can handle. It becomes unsafe for me to put myself under that much weight, because what they told me, they said, hey, you know, you got to be moving, because if you don't move, you know, this CP is going to cause arthritis, and you're going to be hurting by the time you're 35. I can definitely see that if I didn't do any of this, if I didn't at least attempt to balance out the gains, then yeah, I'd be in trouble for sure. Yeah, we got flat bench today, got lat pull down, shoulders, arms. It'd be a good one. This is like Mondays, I had to make it my fun day. You know, you start the week on something strong, right? And start with confidence instead of squats. A while ago, Josh had told me that Joel was working towards 225. He's pretty strong, and Josh is like, I bet you can't beat him. I said, are you challenging me to beat him? Absolutely, I'm challenging you. I said, okay, then I'll take that, and I'm gonna beat him. We didn't put a time limit on it. 225 on the flat bench, down to the chest and up. So it took me 4 attempts. In the first 3 attempts, I dropped it, and so I didn't attempt it for another 4 months. And I finally was feeling strong one morning after doing 205. And I got it for 1, and then I proceeded to do it 2 more times. We just didn't get that on film, but that was a good day. So 135 for like 8 or 10. Current working weight has been 205. Obviously the goal being that, like I said, that 5x5 or 3x5. In this case, we'll see what I've got in the gas tank. Now we're doing this without a spot, so we'll see what's possible. Yeah, that's heavy. Favorite upper body exercise got to be flat bench. I love bench. Just do like when we do groundwork at Croft here, I can if I screw something up, I can just get my frames in and like push someone off of me, which is not technique, right? That's brute strength. But sometimes that is effective. Push. You know you're a lower body adaptive athlete when your working weight bench is more than you squat. That's it, that's 4. Try to do a burnout, like a low weight, and just go slow and stretch all this out. Big thirst trap. I like this movement. because it feels practical. Built it back too, but I like this a lot. I always liked back stuff, like mid back. Strong back just helps with everything. This is absolutely not science based. I'm just kind of thinking out loud. So let's talk about upper body with regard to motorcycles. There's not as much quasi necessary to ride with a strong upper body. So what does that leave us? That leaves us with endurance, the ability to, you can burn 1,000 calories riding a motorcycle for 3 hours because it's still the core balance and the mechanics of what's required to ride. For me, I want to have a strong upper body when I'm riding so that I can keep my back, hips, and shoulders square. Because you're gonna fatigue, you're gonna get tired. It's gonna be, after 6, 7, 8 hours on the bike, you're gonna be tired. But even for the 30-minute to 1 hour rides, hitting bumps and carving and doing more athletic things on the bike, sure, it's more legs for sure, but I would think upper body is at least 60%, 70% as important as keeping stronger legs, which, as nature would have it, is my problem, right? Again, if I can't have super strong legs, then we have to adapt. We have to adapt or we die. Keep that upper body strong, keep that spine straight. If you ain't ugly while you're working out, you ain't doing it right. Gotta make a few ugly faces to make it effective. Incline curls. Starting in a negative, nice long stretch for the bicep. I have a belt evaluation this week, stripe test for Krav Maga, and so strength and big muscles doesn't really help in contact combat, but I mean, it's not like a must-have. I should say it's not a must-have, but it does help, just being stronger at anything. So again, it's that same adaptability of like, okay, can't use your legs, we gotta learn how to punch harder, we gotta learn how to, defend harder. So it's not a must-have, but it does help. Let's see. Nope, too much. I love the tricep pull down. I feel like it. Tricep is a bigger muscle than the bicep, and so I feel like the development in the tris is important for vanity reasons, of course. It's different not listening to music. I'm normally listening to like a mixture of G-Funk, Sleep Token, Deftones, and like Kublai Khan, so it's a weird mix of rap, hardcore, thrash metal, oops, I'm tripping, and a whole bunch of like the Doom soundtrack. It's just, you gotta have some war drums sometimes, you know. Can't be listening to no Selena Gomez while you're lifting. I need war drums, you know. That and West Coast rap. I love that all that 90s metal is getting a resurgence now. Smashing Pumpkins, Deftones, all that. Like, that stuff was so well produced and so musical. The mixes were good. These new hardcore bands, again, like Kublai Khan, Knocked Loose, all that stuff is so fun to listen to when you're lifting, because it just puts you in a certain space of like, oh, I can handle this. If I had it my way, I wouldn't have a phone on me at all while I lifted, but I need the music. Lateral raise is important for shoulder health. People get shoulder injuries because their shoulders aren't strong. You know, I always wonder what it would be like to not have the cerebral palsy. And I think as I get older, I'm not sure that I would trade it for anything, because if there's one thing it's taught me is, I always say this, you get what you give. And so things like this that require you to give everything, you know, for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. And so if you give everything, you know, the Bible says, like, he who loses his life will find it. And so in a lot of ways, I wonder if this losing life is giving everything that I have and seeing what's going to be returned. So I'm not sure if I had the chance to do it over again, I'm not sure I'd give it up. But I don't know. Can't wonder what would have been. You can only focus on what is, and your healing. The thing about healing is, you gotta walk out your healing. God can lay things in your path, but you have to steward them. Every day in here is me stewarding what I have. So, what do we take from that? If you got some crap you're dealing with, and you wonder, why me? Why are these the cards that I was dealt? You're asking the wrong question. The question instead of why me should be, what can I do? There's a thing called primal movements, and I had a lot of developmental delays in crawling, walking, again, the primal movements. And so sometimes what I have to train is balance. That translates directly to motorcycle riding. It's very hard for me to do things like stand on one foot. So I'll just kind of sit here and do these not very flashy things. Try and hold my skeletal structure straight and stand on one foot. And it requires a lot of my brain to make it happen. Now, take the dowel rod away and just try lifting one foot off the ground. Just barely. And just focus on a single point. See, I can't even do it that long. But focus on a single point. The legs want to spasm. I can feel them wanting to. There we go. It's really hard. This leg is weaker. my left leg, so this might be more of a challenge. I think that was a successful upper day. Heavy bench, back, isolates in the arms, a couple chest movements. Winter's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good time. All right, we're done. I do feel like in terms of all the strength that I can develop, 70% of it for now is gonna be upper. But it is, you know, as far as the strain goes, it is nice to be able to work that hard and see nearly immediate results. Again, which is why I do go really hard on upper body. Like I always say, it's 1% better, you know, and the 1% better today was that flat bench. Felt really strong. I'd call that a successful workout. And the definition of a non-successful workout is you didn't get up and go. And today, we had a successful one. Hey y'all, it's Chase here. I appreciate you tuning in to Music, Machines, and Movement today. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, because if you're here, that means you're into music, things that go fast, and working out. Till then, we'll see you next time, and keep moving forward.